hit that button and we unmute it, it's a little bit better. There we go. See, technical difficulties sometimes. Thank you, Andrew. You're getting some audio now so I can hear it. Okay. So, as I was saying, this is Thursday and it's exciting because we're in the new year. It's January 2024. Can you believe it? Yeah, it's been 4 years since 2020. Remember what happened then? I sure do. A lot of people do. But let's get a few more people on here. As I was saying, some pretty cool things with Live Beyond Default Livestream before we officially start is number one, we are on an extra platform right now, which is Instagram. So we are streaming on Facebook. We are streaming on LinkedIn. We are streaming on YouTube, and we are streaming on Instagram. So that's awesome. Thank you, IG, for opening up the stream and providing me a stream key for my software. Number two, we are working on some more guests for the new year. And some of these guests will not be in the studio. They will be side by side with me on the screen. So we've got some cool people coming up this year. And lastly, I'm working on the studio, throwing up some color in the back and putting some images and a logo back here. I'm working on that too. And I'm really excited to really just bring you the best content that I can for Live Beyond Default Livestream. Okay, so as we start off the new year, I always like to start off with a quote. And this is one that I've said a few times in the past. I just think that it really, really goes in the beginning of this new year as we're breaking and letting go of our old shell and we're stepping up into our new selves for the new year. I'm going to start off with a real simple quote, and that is, whoso is a woman or a man, it must be a nonconformist. And on that note, welcome to this episode of Live Beyond Default Livestream. It's episode 60, and it's your weekly dose of personal growth. My name is Dave. I am your host. I am a realtor, public speaker, and I will be on with you for the next half hour today. Always, you'll love the collaboration, the leadership takeaways, and of course, the fun with purpose as you watch or listen to Live Beyond Default Livestream. Today, our topic is You Have Arrived. And that's really just a metaphor, not just for 2024, but it's a metaphor for you and what we're going to be discussing today. So remember that you have arrived. Now, the people who listen and watch this show are growth-minded and, of course, self-aware, always wanting to leave people better than they found them. So take out your notebook or take out your Apple Notes and take some notes today, because there's going to be a lot of nuggets that we can apply. When I say we, that means all of us, that we can apply right to our day today to make it the best week yet. And of course, if your week has not been epic so far, why not? Ask yourself that question. Why has your week not been epic so far? Are we hungover from January 1st? Are we still trying to take over and guide our lives for 2024? Maybe we didn't get the best gift, or we didn't give the best gift that we wanted. Maybe we're a little bit uptight about the upcoming election, or what's going on in the stock market or the housing market. Or maybe it's an election year, or maybe there's some uncertainty going on in the world. Yes, there's always going to be uncertainty going on in the world, but you could be sure that right inside here is where we could be certain. So if your week's not been epic so far, take responsibility for your thoughts, your words, and your actions. And let's make the rest of the week great. Don't blame anybody else for what your situation is. I know sometimes I get into that mode. That's a scarcity mode. We always want to take responsibility for where we're at. and recognize that we can always change. And every day we are a new person. As always, let's start off with gratitude. Drop in the chat 3 things that you are grateful for. Maybe it's for about this week. Maybe it happens to be around the new year. Maybe it's something that happened last month over the holidays. Maybe it's just because you woke up feeling great this morning. So share with us in the comments 3 areas and 3 reasons why you are grateful today. So I'll start with mine. Number one, I am grateful that I have taken responsibility and recognized where I am at in my life and how important it is for me to double down on the areas of fitness, finance, and foundation. That's what I wrote in my gratitude journal this morning: fitness, finance, and foundation. Those are the 3 pillars that I am grateful to be self aware in and that I am working on. Number two, grateful to have warm clothes. It got a little bit cold here in Chicago. And yeah, we were kind of riding high there with the on Easy Street and in the warm world. The weather has been very kind to us. And now we started to get a little bit cold. I kind of like, because the cold is freezing everything out. And it's getting everybody to kind of shed the old and get back into the news. So yeah, I am grateful to have warm clothes. And lastly, I am grateful to have this space, this office space here in Arlington Heights at Mark Allen Realty. They have been so kind to me in the real estate world, in my personal development world, and of course, in my podcast live stream world. I want to thank Matt Liss. I want to thank Joe Kurgis and Kelsey Armstrong. They have been super supportive of me the last few years as I got into real estate and as I become a greater and better listing agent, especially in the Arlington Heights and Northwest suburbs area. They have really, really not just supported me, but encouraged my growth and encouraged me to be better and to really stretch myself. Okay. So if anybody has something that they're grateful for, drop it in the comments. That would be awesome. 3 things that you are grateful for. This week, I've been making my bulletproof coffee at home. And I don't know if anybody has a French press, but I got some coffee from Maple Leaf Roasters. Shout out to them in Roselle, Illinois. Maple Leaf Roasters, super cool. And the coffee is just wonderful. But I've been making coffee at the house this week because I had a bag from them of beans. And I got to say, when you grind it and then when you throw it into a French press, it's like, it tastes so good. And it's like all the oils are in it. And it is just delicious beyond belief. And I find if you just use a little bit, you could just use a tiny bit and you get such a great tasting cup of coffee. So of course I'm drinking my bulletproof coffee, but I've been making it this week. Okay. So Matt says Dave for mayor. Yeah. Thanks, Matt. I appreciate that. You are the mayor, my friend, of real estate in Chicago. So thank you for being awesome. Leon says, I am grateful for my family. I am grateful for surviving a drunk driver's fatal car accident. And I'm grateful for the vision for my company. Leon, thank you for sharing that. And let's dive into that one for a moment. He said at number 2, I am grateful for surviving a drunk driver's fatal car accident. So we never know when we're going to die, right? And Memento Mori, look that one up. Memento Mori in on Google, and it's living each day like it's your last. And it's times like that for surviving a drunk driver's fatal car accident. Like it is times like that where you really realize how precious and important life is. Minute, each day, each moment that you're around somebody, How important is that? Because they might not be around the next day. You might not be around the next day. So the question is, how do we recognize that on a daily basis? Instead of waiting for this to happen to us, how do we recognize the preciousness of life and the gift of others around us on a daily basis? Even if it's some people that we don't really like that much. It could be clients, could be a significant other at times, it could be kids, it could be coworkers, it could be a boss, but each and every moment is super, super precious. And I challenge all of us to really be present this year. If there's one goal to have for 2024, I'm not so much into goals, I'm not so much to, let's say, New Year's resolutions. I'm more into mindset. I'm more into what I'm going to be stepping into next, and the next person I'm going to become. That's really more bigger vision, right? Versus just New Year's resolution. So, if anything, just being more present. Like presence is the present. Tweet that social media, Sarah. Presence is the present. That's the best gift that you can give kids and your coworkers and your clients, yourself when you're working out, when you're eating, or when you're working on a task. That's a gift that you can give yourself. So, how can we be more present? Number one, when you find yourself drifting off and you're talking to somebody, think of an anchor coming out your bottom and going down into the center of the earth, right? So you're standing there talking to someone. Just imagine like an anchor going down and connecting you with the center of the earth. Now you're more grounded. Number two, look left eye with the person that you're talking to. There's a reason behind that. If somebody knows that reason, throw it in the chat. We can talk about that another time. But trust me, it works and it's science. And number three, I always picture the person in front of me with angel wings, or it could be butterfly wings, but something that just shows that they're doing the best that they can and that they're human. So that's really a great way to become present. Three great ways to become present when you're in front of somebody else. And when you're on your own and you're working on a task, here's a big one. So, like I said, listeners on Break the Mold, that's coming up too, but the listeners of Live Beyond Default, this show, right? We're growth minded. We want to add value. We want to bring the love and the joy wherever we go, and we're super self-reflective and honest with ourselves. So, keep taking notes. Here's something that I've been doing in regard to being more productive, but really being more focused and present with the task at hand. It's called the Pomodoro effect. And what you do with Pomodoro is you take a stopwatch or you take your phone and put the timer on for 25 minutes. You set the timer, you turn the phone over, and all you do is you focus on the task at hand for 25 minutes. What are those tasks? It could be budget, it could be prospecting calls, it could be going through emails. It could be cleaning up your desktop and your computer. The point is, you're not doing anything else for those 25 minutes except the one task at hand. And then when 25 minutes is up, get up for 5 minutes and walk around and you get away from whatever you were doing to kind of clear your head. And then after that 5 minutes, boom, you get back to it, get 25 minutes again, and you repeat the same step. So you can do that 25, 50, or 75 minutes, right? Three chunks. Could take it half hour, an hour total, or an hour and a half. I know I'm brain dumping a lot. I haven't been on here on this show for a while, and I'm totally brain dumping, but Pomodoro technique is a way to be more present with your task at hand. And I gave you two ways to be more present with somebody in front of you. And that's a reminder to me too, because I forget these things. I'm not up here telling you what to do and how to live your life. We are sharing here the abundance of knowledge, free information, because boats in the same harbor, they all rise up at the same time. And that's what we're here to do. So Leon said, "I had a major brain injury, fractured neck in a coma for 2 weeks." Yeah, Leon, you are grateful for surviving that accident. So thank you for sharing that. It means a lot that you up and shared that. Thank you. Scott Tillema says, "Love this concept. Been doing this since you first taught me this. Thank you. 25 minutes of productivity." Yes, 25 minutes of productivity. And you know what's funny about that, Scotty? Did you notice how when you're doing the Pomodoro technique, that you're wondering when the timer is going to go off? And you realize that when you're focused, 25 minutes is actually pretty long. And not only is it pretty long, but you get a lot done in that 25 minutes when you're only focused on one task. Because right when I started doing that, Scotty, I was wondering, like, is the timer gonna go off? Something wrong with it? I'm like, "No, you still have time." So, it's amazing. I'm glad that's working for you. Jackie joined us. Thank you. She says, "I am grateful for the health of my loved ones. I am grateful for wonderful neighbors, and I am grateful for old friends and the lessons they taught me that I carry with me every day." Dave Wilson. Oh, Jackie, thank you so much. That was so kind of you to say, Jackie. Thank you. I appreciate you, and I love you much. And give hugs and kisses to the family, okay? Thank you for being awesome. Yeah. So today we are talking about, go back if you missed the beginning of this, and you're just joining us right now on Live Beyond Default Livestream, episode 60. Watch it till the end and go back and watch the beginning because we already dropped some serious nuggets here. Some serious nuggets. Pretty cool. So let's talk about one thing before I get into our next topic, which is break the mold. It is Connect for Success 2024. It's our live half-day personal and professional development summit. That's Friday, February 9th, from 8 a.m. Central Standard Time to 2 p.m. And it's going to be at Blue Sky Restoration in Rolling Meadows, Illinois. Now, we only have 100 tickets. And since we made the right go live, it's been going pretty quick. So if you have any questions on how to get on that list and register, just put it in the comments and DM me, and I will send the registration link. So you get a half day of personal and professional development. Also, some epic networking with growth minded people. And we have 5 speakers total: Carolyn Litton, Alan Stern, Thomas Lavin, Scotty Tillema, and yours truly, Dave Lasavio. You will love it. Be a part of the Break the Mold community and join us on Friday, February 9th. Okay, so our topic today, as we're like way into the program here, is you have arrived. And you hear a lot about thriving. You hear a lot, you heard a lot about surviving. Did we survive 2020? Well, I'm going to challenge everybody and say we're thriving and we're doing the best we can. The word surviving is for the TV show Survivor, okay? It's not for our life. We're not about surviving. We are about not only thriving, but we are about thriving, showing up, and being the best person that we can, the best mom, the best dad, the best coworker, the best real estate agent, the best hostage negotiator, the best coach, the best car salesperson, the best IT person, the best accountant, the best attorney, whatever you're doing, we're here to show up and arrive and be the best we can. So here's a big question now. So take out your notes. This is a really, really powerful one. Think of today. It's January 4th, 2020, or whenever you're watching this replay on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. What will your future self say about what you're doing today and this week? Okay. So remember a couple weeks ago, we all did this, and don't say you didn't, because we all did it. We all looked back at the year of 2023 and it was like, what did we do? What didn't we do? I'm really happy I did this. I'm disappointed I did this. We tend to beat ourselves up in our head a lot. And I know because I do the same thing and it happens. So a little bit of grace with ourselves. But remember when we did that in February of 2023? Now Jump to December 2023. I apologize. Now, let's jump to December 2024. Right now, you are your future self. What are we high-fiving about? What are we celebrating? And what would our future self say, looking back at us right now and what we're doing, what we're thinking, what we're saying, how we're treating people, how we're showing up for people? What would our December of 2020 self say about how we are being and acting and doing right now? Would they be proud? Would they look at us and are they saying to us, "Yeah, you're doing a great job"? What would they say? So think about that because I know we all did that this past December and we look back at the year. So now it's time to jump forward to December 2024 and start making our future self proud. Remember that. And there's a lot of different ways. Everybody's story is different, right? You know what's important to you this year. It could be like some of the things in mine are fitness, finance, and foundation. That's really important to me. Maybe to you, it's being the best stay-at-home dad you can be. Maybe it's being the best accountant or attorney. Maybe it's being the best knitter or crocheter, or you want to teach and share your art with other people in the world. Art is beautiful. I'm learning so much just from reading that Rick Rubin book. The Creative Act, I think it's called. It's a newer book by the producer, Rick Rubin. I'm listening to it on audiobook. Throw the name of that in the comments if anybody's reading that book or knows of it. It's a wonderful book. But I'm learning a lot more about my creativity because, like, this live stream to me is an art. I love doing it. You can tell when I'm on here, like, I'm in my flow. I'm in my essence, right? This is my sphere, my circle of genius. And to me, time stops when I'm in here and I just fly and I just go. That's it, Josh. Thank you so much for hopping on. The Creative Act by Rick Rubin. Yes, I highly recommend that book. So, again, let's remember jump into 2024 December and say, what would our future self be saying about what we're doing today? Are we on the path? And if not, just pivot. Every day is a new day. We're a new person every day. Just pivot. Make the move. And it doesn't matter how we feel, right? Think about that. We have feelings that kept us safe all years through evolution. We have feelings and they get hurt. My feelings get hurt too. They get hurt regularly. Our actions, though, have nothing to do with how we feel. It doesn't matter if we're feeling great or we feel like shit. You still do the behavior. You still do the actions. You still make sure you're getting up and drinking 16 ounces of water. Still make sure that you're being present for your kids and your client, yourself. You make sure that you're going for that half-hour walk every day. You make sure that you're working on your finances and your budgeting and that side hustle that you ought to be doing. Doesn't matter if you feel good or you don't feel good or you don't feel like doing it, you do it anyway. And that's what keeps us moving forward. So, thinking about our future self, that's one big takeaway from today. The next one is this is a quote from Seneca. He says, "You must linger among a limited number of master thinkers and digest their works. If you would derive ideas which shall win firm hold into your mind." So, what does all that mean? It means you are who you surround yourself with. And who you surround yourself with, unfortunately, a lot at this time is on social media. It's on TikTok. It's on Snapchat. It's on Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn or YouTube or however many there are. And audiobooks, right? You're surrounding yourself with that person. Podcasting, you're surrounding yourself with me right now. And I'm not for everybody. This might not be the show for you, or it might not be worth your time. That's totally cool. I only want people to be a part of this that value and see value in this and believe that it's worth spreading and believe in this mindset that we're all growing. But you must linger among a limited number of master thinkers. So that's part two of the big takeaways for today is I'm going to say, and this is a notebook. This is a write down thing. Okay. It's a big one. Write down the 20 people that you spent time with in 2023, the most time with, and look at those. Maybe it's 10 or 12, whatever it is. Just write it down on paper. Okay. Now you've got the 20 people. Go back to your future self again in December of 2024 and think, are those people the right people you want to be around? Are they the ones that are going to encourage you to step into that next self? Are they the ones that are going to encourage you to be your best self and call you in on your bullshit when you're not taking responsibility for your life? I have a few people in my life that call me out on that. And I got to say, that has been one of the biggest encouragers of me. So when people look at me and they see right through me, I'm a serious person. I'll sell myself out of something in my mind. And they know they know when I'm doing BS, and they'll call me in on it. So think about the people that you've been around, and those people are going to serve you this year. Maybe it's time to let go of some of those. And when you're letting go of people, it's not saying, "Oh, I can't hang out with you anymore. Oh, you're not good for me anymore." That's not what we do. We just start being the people that we want to be or the person that we want to be, and others will just self-serve. And when we're putting out that higher vibration, we're going to attract and we're going to see and notice others around us that we want to be a part of, right? So that is number two. And lastly, and I'm not going to say the second sentence there. Lastly, I'm going to say that discipline equals freedom. And you hear so often, "Oh, Dave, you're a motivational speaker, huh?" And, "Oh, what motivates you?" And, "Oh, yeah, this person really motivates me." And I'm just not a big fan of motivation. You wanna call me a motivational speaker, that's okay. I'll get up on stage and I'll motivate people to get their asses moving, right? And to start connecting with their vision and to be their best self. I'll do that, and I'm all about it. Motivation to me, um, there's a lot of times, most of the time, we're really not motivated because we're bombarded by so many outside factors that, um motivation is just tough. So I don't subscribe to it. I subscribe to discipline and I subscribe to connecting with your vision and being inspired and being pulled by a bigger vision versus having to push yourself and force it. What does that mean? It means that the discipline of doing your homework every day if you're a student. It means the discipline of working on your fitness or doing homework with your kids or the discipline of taking that walk or going to work out or not having that second cookie and just having one because one cookie is great. I love cookies. Just have one because I know sometimes I want to eat five. I get it. So discipline equals freedom. And within that, we can have fun and we'll find the fun and we'll find the true happiness because we got our shit done. And that's really, really important, right? Getting done what's important, what's going to move the needle forward. So then we do have the freedom to do fun things and to do what we want. And when somebody texts us and says, "Hey, I'm going to be here tonight," or "Hey, Dave, I'm in Arlington Heights. Come down and meet us." It's like, cool. I'd love to. I'll be right there. So think about that. I mentioned before that we are on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. I love everyone who's been watching this or who's been on to subscribe to YouTube or to Spotify and Apple Podcasts. to watch the replays, right? And of course, share and like the show. I always appreciate when people copy a link, the show link, wherever you're watching, and just text it to somebody else and say, hey, this guy had a couple cool nuggets. You might want to listen to it. And of course, I'm all about suggestions because feedback is the breakfast of champions. Kind of like my bulletproof coffee is the breakfast of champions. Feedback is the breakfast of champions. And I'm always open to receive feedback because Live Beyond Default live stream is about a community. It's about a mindset and it's about taking responsibility for ourselves, doing the best that we can, and showing up, leaving people better than we found them, leaving the vibe better than we found it, waking up to do the right thing just because, and doing good just because. I also we getting up every day. I'm not getting up to work every day. I'm getting up to do good in the world. And part of it is real estate. And part of it is public speaking. Those are my jams. So get in your lane for 2024. Choose what you want to focus on. Not too many things, one or two or three different things, right? Think of your future self 12 months from now or 11 and a half months from now, what they're saying about you right now and what you could be doing and what you're not doing. Just think about that and recognize that it's all about making 5-year-old you and 105-year-old you proud. So I know I brain dumped a ton of stuff because I haven't been on for a little while. And if you're watching the replay, yeah, I get it. This was like a massive like purge of so much that I've been working on, but also a lot that my clients and my friends have been sharing with me, their challenges, their wins, and their vision for 2024. So as a reminder, Break the Mold, Friday, February 9th, 2024 in Rolling Meadows, Illinois. It's a half-day personal and professional development summit. Tickets I will post in the comments on all the platforms if you want to join us there. And yeah, we're winding down to the end of the show. I have a lot of prospecting to do today. I have a lot of budgeting and finance to work on today, which I'm super grateful to be doing that. And, you know, it's sunny in Chicago, and it's always awesome to get out there and get some sunlight in the eyes, right? Get that, get those mitochondria fired up, okay? It's always a good thing to do. So let's have some fun this weekend. Let's give ourselves a break. If we didn't start off the year perfectly, because there's no such thing as perfection, let's give ourselves a break and let's recognize one or two things, just one or two little things that we could do today that'll move the needle forward in our lives. So thank you for watching this episode of Live Beyond Default live stream. It's your weekly dose of personal growth. We will be on the first and the third Thursday, all of 24. So live twice a month. And of course, you can get the replay on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We have a cool guest coming up next time, which I'm super excited about. You will see posts all over social media about that. Thank you, everybody, for your comments today. Thank you for joining. And of course, share this. And until next time, make it a great week. Thank you. And be kind to yourself. Yeah. A little bit of closing music here. Thanks, everyone. Appreciate y'all.